This is Valley News Live at noon.
New at noon, a major announcement on progress of the Fargo-Moorhead Flood Diversion Project. State and federal officials say a $67 million bid has been awarded to industrial builders of West Fargo to raise a portion of Interstate 29. Senator John Hoeven said a 4-mile stretch of I-29 needs to be raised to get out of the floodplain, adding that this is a vital part of the flood control project. Hoeven calls it a 2-for-1 deal.
The excavating of the dirt from one spot, which is part of the control structure, will then become the fill for the road raise. So it's 2-for-1 in terms of savings and efficiency.
The FM Flood Control Project includes federal, state, and local components, which is called a 3P project. Hoeven says the country is watching, and this will become a prototype for other flood protection projects across the nation. And the West Fargo Police Department says scammers are using the department's phone number to trick people into purchasing and sending gift card numbers. Someone has already fallen for it and lost $500. Scammers claim you have warrants or owe money to the DEA as part of a drug investigation. You're then asked to buy gift cards and give the card numbers to the scammers over the phone. Now, West Fargo police said they will never ask anyone to buy gift cards to pay off warrants or any other items. If you receive a call like this, police say to give them a call. That's 701-433-5500, number also on the bottom of your screen. Well, the rain coming down continues to be a trend in our area. This is definitely much needed rain for many of the area, but for how long will we receive this rain? Well, let's check in with meteorologist Lisa Green. Lisa, happy Friday.
Hello, happy Friday. We are looking at some good conditions out there out west. Unfortunately, we didn't get any rain here with this system in the Devil's Lake and Jamestown area, but we are, I guess we could say, enjoying some sunshine. It is breezy in that area. We'll show you that in a moment. And the rain has been welcome in lots of areas along the Red River and east. We're still seeing these showers ongoing, but they are starting to wind down in eastern North Dakota, and eventually it will clear the state and be affecting our viewers in Minnesota through the rest of the afternoon and evening. Our visibility has been lower because of some fog, and in addition to that, we've seen some rain as well, and that has improved a little bit, but it's still on the lower end. So here's a look at our winds. It's blustery. It's going to feel kind of uncomfortable out there, especially in those rainy areas. We've got a gust to 30 out of the north in Grand Forks, and stronger out west, 32 miles per hour in Devil's Lake. Jamestown, a gust to 37 right now, and it could get stronger. We have some wind alerts in effect for the central part of the state and out west, and it does include the James River Valley here this afternoon, and will be in effect, this wind advisory, until 7 o'clock tonight, because we could see gusts getting higher than that, into the 40s to maybe as high as 50 miles per hour. So a windy one in the west, still dealing with showers in the east, and all of this will clear the way for a pretty nice weekend. Details on that and some first alert weather days coming up here in just a couple of minutes.
We'll definitely stay tuned with you to see what's going to be happening next and how long this rain will last. Thanks, Lisa. Well, firefighters in Williston spent the night attacking 2 major wildfires west of the city. They're the latest in a series of fires out in western North Dakota. Fire crews say it's an active situation made worse by wind that kicked up overnight. They asked people to stay away from the area, but we have not heard of any evacuations going on. Now, as the governor declares a drought disaster in North Dakota, the State Water Commission has reactivated a program to help struggling livestock producers. Now, although some of us have gotten rain this week, we know that the U.S. Drought Monitor map shows 70% of North Dakota in extreme drought, up from 47% last week. Officials say the conditions can threaten herds and livelihoods. Now, the Livestock Water Supply Project provides eligible livestock producers with 50% cost share assistance of up to $4,500 per project. Eligible projects include things like new water wells, pipeline extensions, rural water system connections, and pasture taps. More than $550,000 will be available to North Dakotans. Well, another Minnesotan is facing criminal charges in connection with the January 6th riots in Washington, D.C. The FBI arrested 39-year-old Victoria White of Rochester. They released this photo. You can see her circled in red. She's charged with violent entry and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds, entering a restricted building, impeding law enforcement officers, and obstruction of justice in Congress. Now, a 31-year-old Moorhead man was arrested in the case in early March. Jordan Stotts is accused of entering a restricted building, violent entry, and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds. He's circled in red as well. Well, the Fargo VA is now offering COVID-19 vaccines to veterans, their spouses, and caregivers. It's available to anyone who has served in the U.S. military. It also includes those married to veterans, widows, or anyone caring for veterans. You can find more information on our website, valleynewslive.com. More than 200 road construction projects are in the works for the state of Minnesota this year. Here in our area, 26 miles of Highway 87 from Frazee to the Becker and Wadena County line will be resurfaced. Crews there will work to widen shoulders between Frazee to Evergreen. The shoulders will also be widened for nearly 16 miles of Highway 200 near the south shore of Leech Lake. Now, this stretch of road will also see new turning lanes. How many pets is too many when it comes to dogs and cats in a home? Dilworth leaders are looking to limit the number of pets per household. The proposal calls for no more than 4 dogs, cats, or a combination of both. It provides exceptions for sheltered or abandoned animals, and if owners apply for a permit through the police department. If approved, it will align with Moorhead's current city ordinance. People in Dilworth we talked to aren't so sure about the proposal.
Whatever you want. It doesn't make any sense why the city should be able to control that.
If it's just something like simple like a cat or a dog like that to me it's not fair because that's like putting a limit on children.
The city council will vote on the proposal Monday. Well, people are freezing for a reason this weekend, and it's to raise money for the North Dakota Special Olympics. Here's a look at the last event in 2019. Now this year, about 40 people will plunge into chilly water at the Delta by Marriott to raise money for those with intellectual disabilities. The event was postponed 3 times last year, then eventually canceled because of the coronavirus pandemic. 2020 was expected to be their greatest year yet for revenue. And for some first-time plungers, the president tells us what you can expect.
And I came out of the water and I couldn't scream because it was so cold. It sucked the wind out of me. That's the bad side of it. The fantastic side about it is within 30 minutes to an hour afterwards, the adrenaline and the greatness that your body feels is just like, it makes you want to do it again.
Now, to participate, you must raise at least $75. Registration starts tomorrow at noon, and the plunge begins at 12:30. Fraser Limited and Luther Family Ford has teamed up to help vulnerable young adults in the FM area. And you can help too. Throughout the month of April, you can drop off a non-perishable food item or big box gift card at the Luther Family Ford dealership along I-29 and 32nd Avenue in South Fargo. All donations will go directly to Fraser's At Risk and Homeless Youth program. Well, coming up at noon, Britain is mourning the death of Prince Philip. We'll take a look back at his life. And the rain continuing to come down in some areas, and so let's be careful on the roadways for lunch if you are in those areas. Weather up next with meteorologist Lisa Green.